Welcome to WOW Camp.
WOW Camp was meant and designed to welcome students. We understand the challenges of entering in a new school, and this is not a new school, they coming to a different stage of their life.
Think is to understand what you know already.
Some of the things that we want to do during this WOW Camp is to empower the students with skills that can help them succeed. And oftentimes, students coming into an international school environment may not have the same skill sets that's required to succeed here. Being able to express themselves, being able to feel confident they can try and make mistakes, these are all very critical in any child's development.
Really good class on using iterative thinking to improve paper airplanes, and not even necessarily teaching them aerodynamics, but thinking about the scientific process of rebuilding, remaking, deducing what works, what doesn't work, to make a better version of a plane that flies farther. So I would say that today, I think the kids had a solid learning experience.
In our 3D design lesson, we let students to, by looking in my end product of a name tag, and let them to explore how can they get to that name tag by trying on their own. So they will have to troubleshoot and try and error. They also get to discuss with their classmates in how to figure out how the problem can be solved.
We also offer our students kitchen adventures. Not only is this an introduction to cooking, using basic skills, how to hold a knife, how to be safe, using ovens and frying pans, they had the opportunity to be presented with ingredients and a process, and then use their own skills of smelling, tasting, what do they think would be good, how much do they think they should use, with a little supervision and guidance. They tried out their choices, and then in some instances were able to reflect upon it or try it again and build upon what they started. I want her to try. Just don't touch your hand here.
Let me go to
Another key element to WOW Camp is to develop students' ability to think. Now, even the word think brings up a lot of different understandings of what it is, and oftentimes students are doing things and haven't had the opportunity to think about their learning process and how they look at something and how they actually can solve a problem.
Show you something that we've been doing the past few days called Start Right. And one of the things that we do in Start Right is we help students get equipped with compassionate thinking skills in order to help them to succeed at school. And so one of the things that we're talking about today is the ladder of inference, which is basically a model for how humans make decisions. We've we made it into a simplified version where we talk through how students use the ladder of inference to make decisions that they face at school based on the assumptions they make, based on the data they observed. One of the things that we find is really important is that we always make assumptions at school. Because schools are unpredictable places, you're always dealing with different people, there's always opportunities for miscommunication, misunderstanding. So what we're trying to do is equip students with the necessary skills to really have metacognition, to think about the assumptions that they're making before they make the actions that they do. And so one of the things that we're doing here is we've given students 5 different scenarios that they face at school. And through teaching this model of decision making, they analyze the data that they observe from that scenario, the assumptions that they make, and the actions that they take. And we hope that through teaching this, that they can be a little bit more reflective about the assumptions and the actions that they make, and really help them to have a better time at school.
Where I teach the students a bit of critical thinking and compassionate systems. I'm also the teacher for our art classes where we teach a bit of expression and where I lead the kids to explore who we are and learn a bit about ourselves as well as express ourselves through different mediums such as colors and shapes and music and such. 3 different genres of music with very different emotional messages throughout, and we let them sit and really tune into the music and use abstract ways of colors and shapes and broad sweeps of colors to express how they feel about the music. And through this process, I want them to really think about how they feel, how the music affects them, and what thought process they go through and what memories it brings up, so they can really understand and be in tune of how their own emotions and thought processes work. And this is one of the ways we teach them how to really be in tune to themselves.
Most of the students join the dance class doesn't learn how to dance before, or they might have a little dance experience. So throughout the dance, the purpose, we hope them to learn about how to cooperate, how to try their best, and how to communicate, because dance is a cooperative sport. So I think they enjoyed it so much. And 4. Very good.
In the music activity especially, I think that we encourage students to be more expressive. I think it provides students with a channel to express their emotions and thoughts throughout music performance. And they also learn to communicate with their team and their friends to make a perfect performance for their parents or for the students.
One of the sessions I bring to the group is teaching mindfulness. In today's climate, we found that this is a useful tool for students to be able to help with their own self-emotional regulation. Often in school settings, there's pressure of different kinds, whether with peers, with their studies, preparing for examinations. We wanted to give them a tool to be able to help recenter and refocus. And one of the side bits is that it also helps with keeping better memory, storing memory, and being able to recall facts. So using tools in mindfulness such as breathing techniques, there's so many, we tried a few, using our 5 senses, just to bring us to the present moment and help us to calm down, resettle, and refocus.
Every year, YALC also intakes a handful of IB students. It is true that they experience the same struggles that the middle schoolers feel. The challenges of coming to a new place, leaving old friends, is always difficult and not easy. And so we have similar programs, similar activities that allow the IB students to integrate into this environment better. But the demands of IB requires a different mindset. And because of this, we've invited Dr. Su, a professor doing cancer research at the University of Hong Kong, to help guide the students through a project that would allow them more understanding on what would be required of them when the academic year starts.
I feel like the most meaningful part in the entire interaction is when they tell you they feel more comfortable sharing their thoughts and they're very ready for the next part of their life.